What's going on, everybody? How's everybody doing out there? Today I bring you a mail call, and it's not any ordinary mail call, because in this mail call is a box. And this box comes from Dave from the ccrx 6700 YouTube channel. Dave has commissioned me to build a model. It is an HO scale custom finish model of the Pandrol Jackson 6700 tamper. Now, I put many plastic models together before, but this isn't a plastic model. It's a metal model. 100 parts and pieces, and I've never done a metal model. But Dave is entrusting me to do a good job. Now, Dave is an interesting character. He's funny, he's witty, and he's very hardworking. And at the end of this video, I need you to go to the description and check out his YouTube channel. I will put a link in the description. But Dave works for the Cumberland Mine in Pennsylvania. And he's the maintenance man, the mow worker, on 17 miles of track from the mine to the Monongahela River. And he takes care of all this track, him and I think another crewman. So just two of them maintain 17 miles of track for the Cumberland Mine. He's got great videos, interesting videos. He does tells you all about the tracks, parts and pieces of the track, shows you equipment. So I hope I do a good job. I hope Dave approves of my job, and he's very satisfied with it. But let's get started. First thing I got to do with these metal parts is toothbrush and soapy water and get all the releasing agents off these metal parts. So let's get after it. Alright, so I got my soapy water and rinse water set up, and I put the biggest parts in here first. Yeah, you can feel the oils on these things. I'm just going to do a light scrubbing, get these. It's basically, I think it's a releasing agent from the mold that these are cast in. And it wouldn't stand up very well when you want to paint it and primer it. You know, it'd probably crater the paint or fisheye the paint, and you'd battle that back and forth. So yeah, we'll go through all these parts. We'll get them rinsed. We'll lay them all out on this towel until they dry. And we will start drilling and cutting and gluing and painting and all that good fun stuff that comes along with models. So, I'll get after this and we'll see what's next. Alright, now I got all the bits and bob washed and rinsed. I'm going to leave them on this towel to dry. Definitely got the work ahead of me. 99% of these parts are TriGogglin. Crooked, askew, bent, lumpy Jenkins, out of whack, TriGogglin. Wow. Yep, 99% of them are pretty bent up. They just come in that little plastic baggie, and they get shipped around a couple places, so we'll massage them back into what they're supposed to be. But you can also see what they are already. There's the cab, the main frame, got the wheels. So yeah, we'll let them dry and we'll get after it. Alright, now we're moving on to all the parts. Here's the parts list. Now we got to deburr and clean up any bad pieces of metal, get them straight. So let's take a look at those. Okay, we got to go through and find all these burrs or seam lines. Something like this piece here. All these got to be scraped off. Or filed nice and smooth. Some of these are going to have to be straightened up. There's pretty bent parts. So we'll go through and we'll clean all these up and get them ready for piecing together. See this piece right here? There's a seam line. Yeah, that one's pretty rough. Got a big seam line here. So we'll go through and we'll clean all these up and make sure they're all nice and straight, ready to be glued. See, like this piece here, it's really, really bad with a seam line. So we'll clean that up. Hopefully we won't destroy this grating right here. think this is the engine access doors, maybe. So yeah, let's see if we can get some of that off there. It's going to take some scraping. Yeah, or a lot of filing. Yeah, we'll probably just file this one away. Get all that seam line off there. Because if the seam line's in the way, some parts won't glue up right. I think this piece is going to be hidden because there's the doors, so it'll be inside. But if you got all that, it won't sit flush where it needs to be. So we'll take all this off right here. So we'll keep working on these. Okay, the next step is you need your pin vise. You can see how tiny that drill bit is. And there's indents in some of these. You see them little indent holes there? Each place is an indent. You have to drill the hole. So you have, this is drill bit A. And as you see here, you got a nice little set. But A is number 78. So once you find the indent, you pretty much got to drill it out. So yeah, I'm sure you don't want to watch all these indent drills, but it'd be like watching paint dry. Oops, got stuck. Yeah, so if you stay here and watch this, it'd be like watching paint dry. So I won't bore you with this detail, but just showing you that all those little indents, there's an indent, there's an indent, there's an indent, all these indents must be drilled out. This is for hydraulic lines and things like that. Now later on down, as you get bigger and bigger, you'll see here's an indent, but it's a bigger drill bit. So some of these body pieces have indents here. I already drilled these holes. But yeah, you just got to go around and pre-drill all the holes for any kind of, see, some of this wire has to go through there for handrails and things like that. So we'll continue on my drilling and we'll get back with that. Alright, so I got all the holes finally drilled in. Some are bigger. The little ones were really tough. You had some parts that had to actually be drilled out, so the parts can actually slide together, like hydraulic pistons. I did start building some of it. I got the wheel sets gauged out pretty well, HO scale. So those turned out really well. You had to straighten them up to get rid of the wheel wobble. Started building on the main frame. And I'm using two separate types of glue. One is the Loctite Super Glue Liquid. And the other one is the Gorilla Glue Gel. And I found on a few of these parts that I have already put together that the gel works better than the liquid. My next part is this X-brace part of the frame. And it goes down in here. But this video is getting a little long. And so I hope you enjoyed part 1. I hope you all stick around for part 2. And if you've had any interest in building a metal model, I was a little intimidated at first once I saw the bag full of bent parts, because a lot of these were bent and I've had to massage them back into the way they're supposed to be, especially this main body frame. It was pretty TriGogglin, pretty out of whack. Lumpy Jenkins, you know. But yeah, don't be intimidated by any of it. Even a plastic model, just, you know, go for it. All you can do is glue stuff together if you break it. There are some broken pieces that were in the bag, and we'll just work through that. Some of this stuff is supposed to move, but some of it's not going to be able to because they're broken and they're going to have to be glued tight. So until part 2, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Well, it's not been a build so far, but all the steps and procedures and stuff you got to go through, and you better get a magnifying glass for these directions. Ooh boy. Alright, until then, part 2, stick around. Alright, Pappy out.